Hello, and welcome to the newest episode of The Debate Mates. I'm Matthew, and that's Coach Stretch, but you know that already. What you might not know is about some of the moves of free agency. Obviously, we know where Paul George and Kawhi ended up. We know what Brooklyn did, but you might not know about some of the smaller stuff. So me, Professor Matthew, and Professor Stretch are here to give out our report cards for free agency.
Okay.
So class, viewers, please be respectful, no talking. It's time that class is now in session.
Awesome.
So we'll start with the best team in LA, the Los Angeles
The
Clippers.
Lakers.
The Los Angeles Clippers. Now, I have my trusty notes here. If I get this wrong, it's because CBS and NBA.com are messed up. As Michael Scott once said, you wouldn't blame a drug dealer because they just have the drug.
We're just going to peek in here for a second. But this is our group exercise rounds. There's classes that come up.
Okay, so sorry about that. So with the Clippers, they added Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, re-signed Ivica Zubac, Patrick Beverly, and also got Mo Harkless while losing only Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, and 5 draft picks. So
That's major. 5 draft picks are major.
So what's your grade for the Los Angeles Clippers free
I
agency?
obviously give them a A. I obviously give them an A. Getting Kawhi is a big deal. Getting Paul George is an even bigger deal.
Right.
Being able to re-sign Patrick Beverly, basically you kept your entire roster. You gave up a pretty good. He had a pretty good rookie season last year, and Gallinari. But what's the trade-off? Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Gallinari. I'll take Paul George and Kawhi Leonard over Gallinari any day of the week. So, I mean, you got to give them an A. They did an outstanding job. Their front office is amazing. Jerry West, Lawrence Frank did an outstanding job. Hey, salute to them. Hats off to them. Did a great job.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give them an A+.
Come
One
on,
up you
man.
a little bit because, as you said,
man.
they got Paul George and they got Kawhi Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
They got Patrick Beverly and Ivica Zubac. Not only did they improve their starting 5 a lot, but they improved their depth.
I think this is a
signed
lot
Mo
of. I
Harkless
think
as
this. Mo Hart.
He just adds to the
I
great team
think
of defenders.
this is just a whole lot of you not liking the Lakers.
It doesn't have to do with that.
Yeah, yes it is. Yeah, it is. There's a whole lot of you not liking the Lakers, which is why you're giving them a inflated grade.
All right, but let's be honest here. Okay, so the Clippers, I'm going to give you 2 things you can't deny, okay?
Okay.
The Clippers, far and away, are going to be one of the top, if not the best, defensive team in the league.
Okay.
That's one thing. Number 2, the Clippers are also going to be able to outscore a lot of teams with Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Lou Williams coming off the bench along with Montrezl Harrell, Landry Shamet, who's a sharpshooter, Patrick Beverly, who you called a great shooter.
I didn't call him a great
When
shooter.
you wanted him to come to the Lakers,
I said he was a
great
3
shooter.
and D guy. I didn't say he was a great
You
shooter.
said his 3-point percentages were through the roof.
I said they've gone up through the roof recently, but they'll come back down to earth. But yeah, I agree. They will be very formidable. In the Western Conference, they should be one of the top 3 seeds.
So what do you knock them for then?
It's hard to knock them for anything right now.
A+.
Like they're on paper right now. They're really, really good.
Yeah.
They're really, really good. However, Paul George is coming off of 2, not 1, but 2 shoulder surgeries. Both of his shoulders are jacked up.
Right.
At first I was like, man, they got Paul George, but then I looked at the last time I saw Paul George. Paul George couldn't do this.
All right.
He couldn't do it. Like, he just could not do it. And the last time we saw Paul George was basically crawling his way through a playoff series where both his shoulders were jammed up. He just had, as I say, off-season shoulder surgery on both his shoulders. Who knows what version of Paul George we're going to get right now?
Right. But back to the Clippers and who else they gained. I think Mo Harkless was an underrated signing in the trade.
What is this Mo Harkless stuff?
Well, I think he's a good three-pointer.
No.
He's not a good three-pointer. He's
No.
a good three-point shooter. He's solid,
No, he's not even solid.
and he's a good defender.
He's a good defender.
which adds to the.
Yeah, they defend.
And then also with Paul George and his shoulder injuries, as the room shakes a little bit more.
Yes,
if you remember this from a while ago.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard is going to go in there and he's going to be like a priest. He's going to, like one of the Jehovah's Witnesses that Darren Collison isn't anymore. He's just like, guys,
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I've seen in my time that load management can win a championship. And Paul George playing 60, 65 games a season, not playing
agree.
back-to-backs.
I agree.
Kawhi has that going for him.
I agree.
I mean, there's a lot of pluses.
I agree. They get an A.
Right.
They get an A.
They're my championship favorites right now. They're one of the teams, like, I don't think they'll be the 1 seed, but they're one of those teams that I think, as long as they have home court advantage, that they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs.
I'm just flabbergasted with you right now, man. Championship favorites.
They're my championship favorites. Yep.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
Oh my God, what's wrong? Whew, viewers, I have to apologize for my co-host here. I have to
Well, you're
apologize.
biased as a Lakers fan. If you weren't a Lakers
I am
fan,
biased
then you
as
would
a Laker
probably
fan.
agree with me.
I still wouldn't agree with you. However, because the only person who has had playoff success on that entire roster is Kawhi Leonard.
I guess that's a
It's
fair
not.
argument.
It's not like the Raptors. You know, they had Ibaka, they had Lowry, they had Marc
Green.
Gasol, Danny Green. These guys have been to the playoffs and performed on a high level. No one, I repeat, even Mo Harkless, no one has been to the playoffs and performed at a high level.
What about Lou Williams and,
What about them?
and Montrezl Harrell and the
What
whole
about 'em?
roster that took the
What
Warriors
about
to
them?
6 last year?
They're great regular season players.
They took the Warriors to 6, a healthy
And
Warriors.
then Kevin Durant got pissed off.
Well, yeah, and they still won a game when he was mad.
What do you think is going to happen when LeBron gets pissed off?
He'll get locked up by Kawhi.
Oh my!
All right, so now on to the Lakers.
Who locked up by Kawhi? Do you know what happened the last time Kawhi Leonard saw LeBron James and LeBron James was pissed off? He gave that joker a triple double. I'm just saying, check the stats.
All right, whatever.
You don't want to make LeBron James mad. And I believe they have just made LeBron James mad.
Hopefully his run can hold up again
Championship.
when he's out for 5 years.
Championship favorites. Do you know he's Space Jam 2? Ha! Championship favorites.
All right, so now on to the Lakers. What does Space Jam 2 have to do with what team wins the
That's
championship?
pure greatness. That's what it is. Pure greatness.
All right, whatever.
You know what happened when Michael Jordan did Space Jam 2?
His
Space
arm
Jam 1.
extended like a couple hundred feet.
Exactly, and then he came back and won 3 straight. Woo!
All right, so now on to the Lakers, who I'm assuming is your favorite for the championship. They got Quinn Cook, Danny Green, Troy Daniels, Anthony Davis.
So why do you go low to high like that? Why do you start with Quinn Cook?
Oh, I don't know. This was-
Let's start with what we got.
They got Anthony Davis,
There
Danny
we
Green,
go.
DeMarcus Cousins, Jared Dudley,
Yes.
Troy Daniels,
Yes.
Quinn Cook, and also their biggest acquisition is number 6 LeBron James. How's your 23 jersey doing, by the way? Oh, you're not gonna be able to wear it anymore. Oh, okay. And then they lost Lonzo Ball, your guy Isaac Manga, your other guy Josh
That's my
Hart,
guy.
your other guy Brandon Ingram, and then your 2 favorites, Jamario Jones and Mo Wagner. So they lost a lot of fan favorites, I have to say. But
Wagner, man.
you're the Lakers fan. You're the resident Lakers fan, which is
Yep.
our next shirt. What's your grade?
A. Easily A.
All right.
You got 2 of the top 5 players in the world. A. I see you in the finals.
All right. I'm gonna give them an A minus.
What is this guy?
Now here's why. I can't disagree that they got Anthony Davis. That's a fact. I can't dispute that. And Anthony Davis is a great player. Can't dispute that either. Also, LeBron James is an outstanding player. Second best player in the
Wait,
world.
whoa.
But Kevin Durant is healthy.
Okay, so look, let's go ahead and clear this up right now. Kevin Durant's not playing this year.
I know he's not.
Who's the best player in the world?
LeBron.
Excuse me?
LeBron.
We can't hear you.
He plays in LA.
Okay. What's his name?
Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, you're wrong. You're wrong.
All right. So, but I think this could turn out great. But here's 2 things. This is what we texted about this. What you originally said is they just are New Orleans 2.0. Anthony Davis, Rajon Rondo, and now DeMarcus Cousins.
Right.
This is the big if. Their locker room might not have done so well last year with LeBron wanting to be the GM. And now they got DeMarcus Cousins, who's a little hot-tempered.
Okay.
And you and I were both big guys before the finals started saying, does he even deserve to play? So,
Well-
what does he...
Well, let's backtrack real fast. We only had the discussion because he was hurt. He was injured.
Right.
So him playing kind of, messed up their chemistry, but they had to throw him in there because they had so many injuries.
Right.
What the Lakers are getting they're going to get a very motivated DeMarcus Cousins. No one wanted him. He signed for the vet minimum. No one wanted this guy. This guy's gonna be amazing this year.
You think so?
I think it's gonna be amazing. I think it's gonna be average 18 and 12, maybe 20, low side of 20. But I think it's gonna be 18 and 12.
All right, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they'd start him as when the season begins. Though. I think
Now when
they
the
bring
season
JaVale
starts,
as a starter.
right, and then they switch. You know, they'll flip.
I'm a little confused why they re-signed KCP though. Guys like that and Rondo, and Troy Daniels was kind of confusing signing because
Okay.
a while ago he was like on like the scoring Bleacher Report they were projecting him as their starting point guard until they got like Rondo and Quinn Cook, and then
That's
LeBron moved to
ridiculous.
point guard
That's
as if he
ridiculous.
wasn't point guard for his whole career.
Right.
So I'm confused about that one a little bit.
Okay.
But
Let me give you some insight.
he's a good shooter,
Excellent shooter.
and
Not
that's-
good. Excellent.
I'm very happy for the Lakers about Danny Green.
I-
That's
Great.
great.
That is
That's
great.
great
We
'cause
overpaid just a little bit, but we'll take it.
He's kind of one of the kind of guys that LeBron needs, that knows how to win a championship, and he's not going to complain. He's going to stay in his role. Here's some other things that would boost him up to an A+, I think.
I haven't heard you say his name yet, which is why they should have an A+ from you.
Anthony Davis,
No, Avery Bradley.
Avery Bradley, right. I told you CBS and NBA.com are a little slow these days.
Avery Bradley, 2-year deal, outstanding defender,
Right.
and also an outstanding shooter.
Right, and then, but here's what I think that could boost him up to an A+, is
They're
if
not at
they
A+
sign,
yet?
you didn't even put him at an A+.
I give him an A because I'm a hard grader.
All right, so that means you think it could get better, like I do.
Absolutely.
Here's what I think could get better. Maybe I think 3 guys that they should target.
Okay.
Kelly Oubre, still on the market. He's a great long defender,
Mm-hmm.
solid shooter, getting better. He made Phoenix a little bit better. Not like that little
Right.
talent's gonna make them great or anything.
Right. Okay.
But they started to improve with him. I think they could maybe go on the waiver markets, take a flyer on Andre Iguodala. He was good in the finals last year.
Did he get bought out yet?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
So I would definitely go after him. One guy that you could live without, don't really need him, but would just be good insurance is a guy like Kyle Korver, someone LeBron has played
Right.
with before. Great shooter, knows the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
So if they get one of those three, 2 of those 3 guys, I see this as a complete win for them. But right now, they got a bunch of championship pedigree guys, Danny Green, LeBron. But I'm concerned about the locker room stuff.
The only guy I didn't like was KCP.
Right.
I didn't understand why we gave that guy $9 million or 8 and some change 2-year deal. Excuse me, 2 years, $16 million.
Right.
Like, no.
And then I'm also confused about why do they have Rondo and Quinn Cook?
Well, Rondo gets hurt a lot.
And Avery Bradley and KCP.
Well, Avery Bradley doesn't play point. The only points on the roster are Rondo and
LeBron.
Quinn Cook. They are moving LeBron to point just to fill the
Right.
5. You want to have your best 5 people on the floor.
Right.
So, you have Rondo and Quinn Cook. Quinn Cook is basically a shooter. Like, he's not really a point guard yet. And they just filled it up with guys who want to shoot the ball, who can shoot the ball and play defense. So, I don't mind their stuff except for KCP. KCP got to go.
Right.
And he actually might be a trade asset, somebody
could
that we
be,
look
right.
to flip
Right.
later on.
Right. All right. So moving on, I did this by division.
Okay.
After I did, because I wanted to do the Clippers and the Lakers first, since they
Okay.
are 2 of the biggest.
Lakers.
We've got the Golden State Warriors, another team in California. They added D'Angelo Russell, Willie Cauley-Stein, Glenn Robinson III, Kevon Looney, Klay Thompson, they re-signed Klay Thompson, Shabazz Napier, Travion Graham, Alec Burks, and Omari Spellman, while losing the greatest of all, Kevin Durant, Andre Iguodala in a trade to the Grizzlies, DeMarcus Cousins, Jordan Bell, and Damian Jones, who they traded to the Hawks for Omari Spellman.
Yeah.
So let's ignore the fact that I called Kevin Durant the best in the world and get to the other thing about the Warriors, which is, what is your grade for them?
B minus. B minus. I think they made a lot of lateral moves, and I think they could have done better than the D'Angelo Russell trade.
Right.
I think they could have done a lot better than that. They actually gave up a lot to get D'Angelo Russell.
Oh, and they also lost Sean Livingston recently,
Right.
last night.
So not only did they lose Kevin Durant, but they also gave up like a couple first round picks as well, just for D'Lo. And
Shabazz Napier as well. like he's gonna play at all.
right, like he's gonna play, like he's not gonna play.
Right.
And I understand what they're trying to do when they're trying to flip D'Lo, but they just gave him like a max contract.
Right.
Like no one's gonna unless it's Phoenix. or
Well, Phoenix doesn't want him because they said they think he's going to be a bad influence on
right.
Devin Booker.
I mean, or Minnesota, who they had discussions earlier before he went there. I just don't see where he goes. They should have just let him walk, and he would have been in the lake. He would have been with the Lakers for less than half of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they definitely overpaid for that move, and then everything else has been lateral.
Right. I give him a B minus. Because they definitely didn't get any better. They
Right.
definitely got worse.
Right.
When Klay Thompson comes back, they're definitely going to be small.
Yeah.
Really, a lot of this, you can't really grade them until we see what Steph Curry we get at the beginning of the season. If we get MVP, Steph Curry having 30 points a night,
Right.
5 threes a night, then
Right.
all of a sudden they look like geniuses.
Right.
And if they complement each other well, then it looks good. But on paper, they lost Kevin Durant, top 2 player in the league when healthy. They lost what am I saying? They lost Damian Jones,
Yeah.
who started for them for a while before he got injured.
They
And
lost
Iguodala.
their gut soul on coming off the bench. They lost Iguodala, they lost Livingston, they lost Damon Jones. He was
Quinn Cook, who
Quinn
was
Cook,
the
like
backup.
yeah, like those guys were instrumental in their last championship run, and they were instrumental in keeping them alive when everybody else started getting hurt.
Right.
So they lost a lot, and I don't see how they're going to. I mean, I think they'll make the playoffs if we see Curry from Davidson.
Right.
Like that's basically what we're about to see. Davidson in the NBA.
They're getting to a dangerous mix here because they're trying to rebuild while staying relevant.
Yep.
Which is kind of what the Lakers tried to do with LeBron last year, and it didn't go so well.
Right.
So
I agree.
we'll see, if they mesh together, if the young guys can step up. Because I don't know if the Warriors GM still think they have a chance at a title. I think we've kind of written them off, but
I think they have a chance if Klay Thompson comes back, late February, early March, somewhere around there. If he can come back and they're relevant, 6, 7 seeds, somewhere around there, they might can boost up into a 4 or 5. Because everything in the West is gonna be like jam.
Right.
So if they can get home court advantage, they may have a chance. To steal a game, steal a series or two,
Right.
and then next thing you know, they're in the Western Conference Finals.
right. But in order to do that, they have to be either the Lakers or the Clippers. So
Right.
it's a tough road now.
It is a very tough road. The West is like unimaginable
Right.
good.
Right. All right. So on to the next team. One team that a lot of people were hoping will make it to the playoffs last year, the Sacramento Kings, who had
We're gonna talk about the Kings on this show.
Dwayne Dedmon. Okay, here, since you're not happy with this, we'll skip around, get to all the top ones, and then...
I'm talking about the Kings on this show.
The Kings, I want to touch on them because I think they had a good free agency.
Okay, all right. Who they get?
Dwayne Dedmon,
Dwayne Dedmon.
re-signed Harrison Barnes, got Trevor Ariza, Corey Joseph. Okay, so on to the Utah Jazz.
Dwayne Dedmon.
Troy Daniels.
Troy.
So on to the...
Dwayne Dedmon. Ooh, excuse me. Harrison Barnes, mascot track player. Oh.
All right, so
On to Utah.
we'll skip around.
Somebody who's
the
relevant.
Utah Jazz.
Thank you.
Who
You was
added-
gonna talk about the Suns next?
I had them all. You know what? You do the stats next time, Stretch.
Oh man. I love you, guy. I love you, man. Goodness gracious. Hey, he fights for the underdog. I tell you that. He fights for the underdog.
I represent the underdog.
Yeah.
So
let's go to people who matter.
Right. So
Utah.
the Jazz added Mike Conley,
Good move. Great move.
Bojan Bogdanovic,
Great move.
Jeff Green,
Solid.
Ed Davis, and Emmanuel Mudiay, while losing Derek Favors, Kyle Korver, Ricky Rubio, and Raul Neto.
I actually give them an A minus.
Whoa.
Yeah, I like what Utah's done. Ricky Rubio, even though he was solid, he was actually one of the reasons why they couldn't get to the next level because you can't have a point guard that will not shoot the basketball. Also, in addition to that, you can't have a 4-man who can't stretch the floor and on the other side isn't as athletic to get rebounds and defend the rim, so on and so forth.
Right.
So they lost. They let 2 people go, and they upgraded all the way around. They got Mike Conley, who is a proven floor general. He can shoot the basketball at a high level, gets great assists to turnover numbers. I like Jeff Green. He can step in and play the 4 right away. Brought Bogdanovic. Did I say his name right?
Bogdanovic.
Bogdanovic. He's an excellent scorer himself. They needed some punch coming off the bench. I don't know if they're going to let him start or come off the bench, but either way, these are great pickups.
Right.
Even the Moutier.
Right.
These are
Coming
great
off
pickups.
Point. Right.
Yeah, these are great pickups.
I have 2 grades for them.
Okay.
Regular season, I give them an A.
Okay.
Postseason, this is just a B- roster.
Because of wait and see type of thing.
Yeah, they.
Or,
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're like. I'm only saying this because I feel like Clippers and the Lakers, those might rest teams, so I don't think they'll be like a 1 seed. I can
Right.
see the Jazz getting into the 1
What-
seed, but they're more like the Denver Nuggets.
right.
It's
I
like
was just getting ready to say that.
they might make it to the conference semis, but other than that, I'm not expecting too much of them.
You know, I don't know, man. I really would like to wait and see before I give them a postseason grade. You know,
Right.
but the moves they made are excellent to get them over the hump as far as regular season is concerned. Like they may have home court advantage. They may be a top 2 seed coming from who were they 5th last year or 6th somewhere in there. So you know, that's a great step. That is a great step for them, for their franchise, for the city of Utah, Salt Lake City. You know, we got to wait and see. They got a great coach.
Oh wait, can I say something real quick?
Sure.
This is about the Lakers. I was thinking about this when I was upstairs, and I was thinking about this. I have a conspiracy.
All right, what you got?
So LeBron changed his number to 6.
Right.
The Raptors won the finals. LeBron is known as the King of Toronto. He changed his number to 6 because Toronto is called the 6 to show that he still recognizes that he is the King of Toronto. 6. Toronto the 6. King 6. King of Toronto. And also he wanted to give his number to Anthony Davis.
Thank you for that $4 million trade kicker.
Right. But
Great move, Bron.
But wouldn't mine be pretty good too?
Nah, you know, there may be, maybe something attached to that.
Right. So back to the Jazz. Like I said, I don't think they'll have great postseason success.
Well, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. I would like Rudy Gobert to be a little bit better offensively. Because we already know he's a great defender. He protects the rim at a high level. But if he added a hook shot or a face-up game, 15-foot jump shot, that could take him, somewhere. Because they have a rising star in Donovan Mitchell. He's really good.
Right, but before they're a championship team, he has to improve too. Because in
I
the
agree.
playoffs, he was kind of a disappearing act. When defense gets tougher, he's not a great shooter.
Well, because he had to play point.
Right.
He had to play point a whole lot in the playoffs, and with the addition of Mike Conley, even Moutier, he won't have that responsibility.
But I do think he has to become a bit more of an efficient shooter in
I
order
agree.
for them to have a championship goal.
Again, that goes back to Rubio. When you
Right.
don't have to defend him, you can allocate, a set of more eyeballs to defending him. So hopefully that'll change. But because I like Donovan Mitchell,
I do too.
I
I
like
think he's
him.
going to be really good.
Yeah,
The
I wish he
next-
changed his number to 45. It's so ugly. But whatever.
Maybe he'll be the next Kobe. Kobe. All right, so on to another team. You said you wanted me to do the relevant teams. This team might not be relevant next year, but there's a lot to talk about with them.
I agree.
The Thunder, they added Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, Mike Muscala, and Markieff Morris, but they lost Paul George.
And they're
And
going to
Marcus
lose.
Morris.
Yeah, and they're going to lose Russell.
Okay, so obviously I think we both grade them pretty low. Well, I don't know.
I don't know because they got 5 first-round draft picks.
All right, so we'll give them quick grades, and then let's move on to the Russell Westbrook scenario. You agree?
Okay. I actually give them a C plus.
All
I give
right.
them a C plus.
This might be a little bit of chicken now, but I'm giving them an incomplete. The student forgot.
I give them a grade, man.
They forgot to put their name on the paper, so I gotta wait for a little bit. I gotta see whose it is.
When I was in school, if you didn't put your name on the paper, that was an F. Whose paper is this? Somebody ever raise their hand? Okay, F. There you go.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
a nice teacher, so right for now I'll give them incomplete. But once I
Okay.
figure out whose name's on it, I might give them a C.
F.
So what'd you give them?
C minus. A
Okay.
C plus. Well, I give them a C. C. C.
C. Okay.
C.
So we all know about all the trades and stuff. Let's move on to the Russell Westbrook situation.
Yeah.
He always seemed like I'm a Thunder for lifetime, but apparently now he wants to trade. What are your opinions on that situation?
Well, I think he has to get traded because they're definitely in rebuild mode.
Mm-hmm.
Like this isn't even a quick thing. This is we're starting from scratch rebuild scenario going on here. So And there are some hurt feelings there because I'm pretty sure the GM or the owner, they both assured him that he would be a Thunder guy for life. But when they had an opportunity to
Get a lot of draft picks.
get a lot of draft picks, they were quick to give him up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he got to go. He can't stay there. He has to go.
Russell Westbrook next year is going to average like 55, 20, and 20 on
Yeah, when he gets
5%
motivated.
shooting.
Yeah, when he gets motivated, he's gonna tear it up.
The
but
one thing that I
he can't shoot right now.
that I'm a little worried about with the Thunder. Oh, and this is one thing. They also traded Jeremy Grant for a draft pick from the Denver
Oh, yeah, I
Nuggets.
saw
that
that.
was a solid pickup.
Yeah.
So now they have 6 picks. So, well, that's a lot. That's
That is a lot.
Because no one wants to play in Oklahoma City. You're just
No.
gonna get like blown away.
You're gonna have to draft. You're
You're
gonna
not
have to
like
draft.
China after like a bad tornado.
Oh
You're like,
my goodness, yeah.
and then like game over. What is it called? The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I blinked for a minute.
That's all right.
Right. I already know the classics. So, the Thunder, back to them. With Russell Westbrook, I'm concerned because is he kind of like Chris Paul, where like he doesn't warn that much back,
Well, his contract is atrocious.
and his shooting percentage,
Yeah,
and
it
his
doesn't
record
match.
with good players like
All this
Paul
stuff doesn't
George
match.
and like Kevin Durant,
Melo, Ibaka, James Harden,
Victor
like,
Oladipo.
Yeah, Oladipo. Like all these guys, he's had them. And besides that 1 year, when they reached the finals with Kevin Durant and James Harden and Ibaka, Presti should have found a way to sign all those guys. Like, go into the luxury tax, man. Like, sign them.
Right.
Like, you got to sign those guys, man. But, whatever. That's neither here nor there. He just got to go. So, what do you think the best landing spots are for him?
That's a tough one because I see the Heat thrown around a lot. I don't think he and Jimmy Butler fit well. So, I'm axing that out. I don't see them as a great fit.
Okay.
It might be fun to you could talk yourself into the Heat being a good team, but
Right.
it would be a disaster. So another team that I just saw on a score post, I don't know if this is like an actual idea or if they just thought he looked cool in the jersey, is Detroit.
No, that's real.
I think that is real. I think he would fit well with them.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be 2 great athletic players, and Blake and Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
Take some of the pressure off of Blake Griffin because we keep waiting for Andre Drummond. I finished waiting for him a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's done. He is who he is.
So I think that would fit well. But then
Okay.
again, what do the Pistons really have that many assets that the Thunder would want? And what are the
It'd be a
Pistons
whole
even
lot of
willing to
draft
give up?
picks. It'd be draft picks.
It would have to be.
There had to be draft picks. They don't have anything else that's worth. They have literally nothing else. Like they wouldn't want Reggie Jackson back. I don't even know who else they have.
There is one that I think could kind of be compelling. Is the Cavaliers are rebuilding. What if you traded Russell Westbrook for Darius Garland? I believe that's his name. Who the Cavs drafted.
Okay.
Some of their picks because they're going to have a lot.
Uh-huh.
And you partner back Westbrook and Kevin Love, Kevin Love, real quick, he's had the greatest summer in NBA history, like in just history. Playing.
Okay.
So anyways, and the only thing that will make his summer better is if he got his old UCLA roommate.
Brody.
And became a possible, not contender, but playoff team all of a sudden.
I still don't see them as a playoff team.
Okay, but anyways, I think that could potentially be a fit. They get a lot of good things back.
They would probably get Colin Sexton.
But I don't think the Cavaliers are into that right now. They're just trying to
I
get rid of
think
Love.
yeah, they want to get rid of Love. They don't want to add anything to him.
Yeah.
I mean, and then they also have Chicago. Chicago? Yeah, it's supposed to be.
In New York.
And I think he should go to New York. I think James Dolan has to make that happen. Send those young guys, man, out to OKC, man. Go get some Brody action, man.
That would be fun having
Fill up the seats,
Westbrook
man.
and Kevin Durant in the same city.
Yeah, fill up the seats, man.
Right. So on
up
to
the seats.
another team that's kind of relevant, didn't do much in free agency. The Denver Nuggets just added Paul Millsap, got Jeremy Grant, lost Isaiah Thomas. Kind of indifferent on them. Move on.
Yeah.
All right. So
They're gonna be the same. They're a great regular season team. Michael Porter.
Michael Porter Jr., right?
Yeah, is supposedly working his way back. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now a team that made a lot of moves is the Portland Trail Blazers. They got Hassan Whiteside. We were live when they got him. They got Kent Bazemore, Mario Hazonia, Anthony Tolliver, but lost Evan Turner, Mo Harkless, Myers Leonard, Al
They lost
Farouk
a lot.
Aminu, Enes Kanter, Seth Curry, and the Terrapin, Jake Lyman.
Yeah, they lost a lot as far as their bench is concerned. But I mean, they got Whiteside. The reason I'm high on that Whiteside move is to hold it down until Nurkic comes back.
Yeah, and then when Nurkic does come back, drum roll please, they're gonna get Kevin Love with Hassan Whiteside, Nasir Little,
Okay.
Maybe a couple other players if they need to have contracts.
Okay,
if
I
it's
can
needed.
see that.
And then they're gonna be a contender.
Yeah, I can see that. That'll make them real relevant.
Right.
Yeah, I
Just
can see that.
use Hassan until, because you can't be traded for a while.
Right.
So
Yeah.
use Hassan until Nurkic is back, or till he could be traded, and then get Kevin Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's
But
good stuff.
until then, this is just another C. Like,
Yeah, C stuff.
They're
Like,
okay, but they're not.
They're not. They didn't do anything to push them over the hump. Like, how long they gonna ride this Dame Lillard, CJ McCollum train?
Just as long as the Wizards go.
Good God.
A lot bad about the Wizards.
Yeah.
The Wizards, besides the Knicks, are probably one of the worst run franchises in the NBA right
Oh
now.
man, I agree. I don't even want to go to see their games.
Why would
They're
you
bad.
want?
They're
Like,
bad.
don't you like John Wall though? Used to.
I used to. I used to be really high on John.
And then John Wall forgot how to read at the NBA awards.
Yeah, like what was that, man? Just say no. I'm gonna say it. I'm just say no. I don't know what he was on.
Wait, to what? To what? Let's-
Whatever he
Yeah, there
did.
you go.
Whatever he did.
There you go.
Whatever he did.
Right. All right.
He was pretty bad. And he looked fat.
He did look fat. And he was wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
Probably because his eyes might have been discolored.
Just say no.
Right. Well, I feel like John Wall was actually like the dealer though. Like, you know,
I don't know. John Wall is on another planet right now.
trade John Wall to either the Lakers
No
or the
one
Clippers.
wants-
He'll be
no one
very
wants-
happy in Los
no one-
Angeles.
yeah,
They
I
got-
agree.
They got a lot of stuff to do there.
They got a lot of stuff
Just
to
hang
do
out at
there.
Venice Beach all day.
No one wants him though.
He can get secondhand time. Doesn't need much there. Now, let's skip around a little bit more to the New Orleans Pelicans,
Okay.
the benefactor of the Los Angeles Lakers trade.
All right.
They got Lonzo Ball, they got Lonzo Ball and LeVar Ball, because
Yeah.
LeVar Ball got cut from ESPN.
Yeah, he got cut.
Sadly,
got
Lonzo
cut.
Ball, Derek Favors, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, Darius Miller, and JJ Redick, while losing Anthony Davis, Solomon Hill, Alfred Payton, and Julius Randle.
I actually like what the Pelicans have done. They lost a great player, but they got a lot of good pieces. They got a lot of good pieces, young pieces that they can build around, and they got draft picks. They got what? They get 4? Yeah, they got 4 draft picks.
Wait, can I rant real quick, sir?
Sure.
Okay. Zion Williamson, if you're watching this, you have two things. What's more important to you, eating gumbo or being a basketball player?
They
Because
said
I
eating
think,
gumbo?
this place was shaking. I think Zion Williamson might have been walking around.
Oh my
Zion
God.
Williamson is like 7,000 pounds.
Oh
He's
my
huge.
God.
If you watched his debut in the summer league, where he got injured, and then he was at Topgolf later that night, we don't need to get into that. But if you watched him play, he airballed a 3.
He did.
I think he went like.
He was nervous.
He missed a lot of free throws.
He was nervous.
Well,
It was his first summer league game.
I don't
was
care if it
nervous.
was his first summer league game. You know who's going to be better than him?
Who?
Jackson Hayes, the
Who?
10th pick. Jackson Hayes.
You think so?
I think he's going to have a more steady career than Zion. Because we've agreed that if Zion has one simple lower body injury,
Yeah.
then he's just going to be a bowling ball.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that
And he was getting lit up on defense by Kevin Knox.
for a little bit, and then he just proceeded to destroy Kevin Knox.
That was pretty great. But
He destroyed that man. But I will say this: if he gets a mid-range jump shot and can hit a standstill 3, he'll be fine. He actually probably needs to slim down to about 270, 265. He's only 6'6", which is a problem. I don't know, man. And they're making him into this big transcendent star. I don't see that.
right, and in college, like even he was always kind of chubby, but
Yeah, I don't
I
see
feel like
that.
he's gained more weight since he got into the NBA.
Well, Well, he hasn't had time to work out.
Well,
They did say that.
I
like-
don't buy that. Like,
They
if
did
you're
say
an
that.
NBA player, you're getting a couple $1 million a year. You want to be a great player because if they're saying he doesn't have time to work out, that's to me is questioning his motive.
I
Do
agree
you
with
want to
that.
work out?
I agree with that,
If he-
but that's what they
If he
said.
wants to live up to what he's supposed to be,
Speaking
then,
of
yeah.
rookies,
Okay,
'cause I
Archie
think-
Barrett didn't play well. Stretch, we get it. Archie Barrett's not doing so great. Not doing so hot. Stretch. But you know who
What
else?
I tell you?
You know who else didn't
What?
start out in the summer league?
Shabazz Muhammad.
Trae Young. First 2 games for Trae Young were awful.
We knew Trae Young was going to be really good. Everybody knew Trae Young was going to be really good.
So-
He had an amazing handle. He could shoot it from 45 feet away. What I tell you guys
So if
about
we
RJ
agree
Barrett?
that RJ Barrett and Zion Williamson aren't looking so good, who is the best player in the draft then? This looks like it might be one of the worst drafts in a while.
Man, you know what? I really like that kid. Well, I haven't seen John Morant play.
I like Cam Reddish a lot.
I was getting ready to say Cam Reddish, and then also the kid from Carolina,
Nasir Little, Cam Johnson.
Cam Johnson. Kobe White hasn't looked bad.
All right.
And then the kid from Kentucky, Keldon Johnson, which is from VA. He's been looking pretty good.
Nice. Well, Kyle Guy's been really good too for
He
the
had,
Kings. He can
yeah,
shoot that thing.
He can shoot that thing.
Right.
Absolutely. He can shoot.
He's like a young Matty Ice.
yeah.
Back in my
Back
day.
in,
back in
Matty's
the day.
been the straight spray team.
All right, so on to the Eastern Conference. With
All
a
right.
team that's kind of been in the shadows for a while after making a big splash the first day of free agency. We've got the Brooklyn Nets now home to, let's face it, the greatest player in the world. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, who's not the greatest player in the world, is Kevin Durant, but I just had to keep going. DeAndre Jordan, Taurean Prince, Garrett Temple, Wilson Chandler, but they lost D'Angelo Russell, RJ Barrett, Shabazz Napier, my bad. Trevion Graham, Alan Crabb, Damari Carroll, Ed Davis, and LeBron's new Space Jam partner, Jared Dudley.
JD.
So, and they did re-sign one of the bench mob players in Theo Penson. So what's your grade for him?
I give him a B plus. I give him a B plus. Adding, like I said, adding Kevin Durant, adding Kyrie, adding DeAndre Jordan. Those are big moves. We won't see the full effect of this move until next year, though.
Okay.
So, with that being said, I know that they'll be a 6 seed or 5 or 6 seed right now.
I give them an A because you can't just they got.
What is?
I'll give them an A minus
Are
because
you on a sliding scale, man?
look, let's just say that John Wall isn't the only one that's got hooked to something.
All right.
All right.
All right.
So here's why I'm giving them an A minus though.
All right.
It's
What do you
because the Nets. You can't deny that Kevin Durant, when healthy, is a top 2 player in the league.
We're still talking about Kevin
And
Durant.
he's not number 2. But
We're still talking about that guy.
and then they also re-signed. They got Kyrie Irving. They got DeAndre Jordan. And I know a big worry, even for me, is Kyrie Irving might blow up the locker room. But he's with his buddies now, so maybe that'll be better.
His buddy won't even be there the whole year.
But he'll be like around. He's not gonna like just live in like an apartment in New York, like just eating nachos all day and never coming out.
Yeah, okay.
And then
He's gonna get fed off for Burger King nachos.
I don't know if Kevin Durant has I don't know if he is able to get fat. I don't know if he's even able to gain weight.
He might do something.
But you can't deny they got 2 of the top 10 players in the league.
He'll be Carmelo Anthony 2.0.
So they got 2 of the top 10 players in the league.
Who?
The Nets did.
Yeah, what?
They got 2. In my opinion, they got 2 of the top 10 players in the
Do you
league.
think Kyrie Irving is a top 10 player in the NBA?
At his best, yes.
We're going to have a show about top 10 guys in the NBA. If you think Kyrie Irving is a top 10 guy, really?
Yeah, I do. Because you got Kevin Durant, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Giannis, Curry, Harden, and then Kawhi, Paul George. And then right around there you got Kyrie, Joel Embiid. Those aren't in order. I'm not saying that, but... Did I forget anyone? Who didn't I put in my top 10? I don't know if there's a superstar I'm forgetting because I'm not thinking the various way. I'm not like...
You name pretty much the heavy hitters, I guess. So, Giannis, LeBron, KD, Kawhi, Paul George, Harden, Joel, Curry.
And then it kind of gets, you can put...
It gets
a lot
real
of players
murky.
in there.
It gets
And that's
murky.
where I insert Kyrie Irving.
I don't see it.
Then finish yours out.
I don't see it.
You can't say Nikola Jokic is better than him yet. I don't think.
He is.
I think Kyrie's better than Jimmy Butler. Kyrie.
Yeah, he's better.
So, yeah, better.
But what about Dame?
I think Kyrie's better. So, I'm...
Yeah, what about Dame, man?
I think Kyrie is better than Dame.
What? All right, let's move forward.
Alright,
Let's
so
move forward.
Are we done with the Nets then?
We are done with the Nets.
All right, so
we
moving
are
on.
done with the 6th seed in the East this year.
We've got moving from the 6th seed to the 6th, the Toronto Raptors,
Okay.
Who lost?
Six.
who lost Kawhi Leonard, and they lost Danny Green, and they added Stanley Johnson. Not very productive, other
Not
than
very
losing
productive.
some guys.
Yeah, I mean they
And
get an F, D. I give them a D. They did get Stanley Johnson, but I give them a D.
I'll give them. Okay, this is gonna be controversial. I'm gonna give them
Don't.
no. I'm gonna give them. I'll give them a B minus.
B, Mike.
I'm just kidding. I'll give them a D because
Yeah.
they did lose Kawhi Leonard
They
and
lost
they did
for
lose
nothing.
Danny Green.
For nothing.
But this is what's making me not think twice about this.
Okay.
Is they're still set for the future.
They're relevant.
They're gonna make the playoffs, but
Norman Powell will come into and be the second, go to the 2. They have a rising star in Pascal Siakam.
and they still have Lowry and Gasol just to be
Yeah.
steady,
All right, they're solid.
and they still have Van Fleet.
Yeah, they're
guys
solid.
like that.
They're solid.
So that's why I'm not so sure about
They
it.
were what they were, a few years ago.
Right.
Minus DeRozan.
Right, and that was a good team.
Yeah,
So that's why I'm
they're solid.
hesitant to give them a D. Maybe I'll give them a C.
They're still, the moves are D.
Right. The moves are D, but as far as future,
Right.
They
They're
still have a
solid.
pretty bright future,
Yeah, they're
I
solid.
think.
Yeah.
So moving on, we're starting to go a little rapid fire here. This is one that might slow it down because there's a lot of changes. The 76ers added Josh Richardson, Tobias Harris re-upped with them, Al Horford, Michael Scott, the basketball machine. He's the second best Michael Scott at basketball. We all know who the best one is.
Absolutely.
Michael Gary Scott.
Absolutely.
Then they got Kyle O'Quinn, James Ennis III re-upped, and they got Raul Neto. And they only lost Jimmy Butler, T.J. McConnell, Boban Marjanovic,
Boban!
and J.J. Redick. Boban.
Boban's
Boban.
tough. I don't know. I'm tough. I'm tough right now, and I'm pretty undecided on their moves simply because I'm not in love with the Al Horford move. Not in love with it. I do like that signed one of the two, Tobias Harris or Jimmy Butler. I like that. I like getting Josh Richardson in. Not in love with this Al Horford move, man. I'm not.
Yeah,
It is good insurance though for Joel Embiid, but they paid a lot of money for that.
I have the reverse of you. I'm kind of questioning the move to get Josh Richardson. I think Al Horford's a better fit with them because it's not like they needed Al Horford,
Right.
But it was kind of like, the Celtics had Al Horford, and you didn't need him to be with you. You just didn't need him to be on any other team because he is a good defender for Joel Embiid, one of the
Right.
few that can not lock him down, but
He
force
gives
him
him
to
trouble.
have really bad games.
They give them trouble.
So
They have real long
it might
arms.
not need that they need him. They just need him on they just don't want
Yeah.
him on another team. And then, like you said, he can come off. I think he should come off the bench. I'm still disappointed that they didn't get a really good 2 because I would have wanted him to go with Joel Embiid at the 5, Tobias at the 4, and then have Al Horford be like the Iguodala type of guy.
Yeah,
But
I'm with you.
as far as their starting lineup goes, it's still one of the most elite lineups in the league, starting 5-wise.
Now the Suns don't have a jump shot.
Well, yeah. And they re-upped on him, too. They gave
Maxed
him the
him out.
max, so... that's what the Kardashians will do to you.
Good God, man.
Right,
Maxed out.
right. Maxed out. A little
Maxed
weird.
out.
A little weird. A little questionable decision from the 76ers. 'Cause they didn't need to do it yet. He's a third-year player on a third-year
Right.
contract.
They maxed him out for no reason.
Right. So, what's your grade for them then?
B minus.
I'll give him a B plus because, like I said, I like the Al Horford.
Yeah.
I like getting him.
I
Josh
can see
Richardson,
that.
I'm not too sure on.
I can see you
I mean,
doing that.
when the game slows down in the playoffs, though, their half-court offense might be spotty because they don't have that go-to scorer. Because Joel Embiid in the playoffs kind of...
He can't get
got
the ball.
sick. He didn't get sick. He got soft.
Yeah, that's true.
He got
Yeah.
soft.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Right.
Maybe. I'm not going to disagree with you.
All right. So on to the next team. We've got the Boston Celtics, and after them, we're going to go to the Knicks, which I have a very hot take for. So
Ooh.
be careful.
Uh-oh.
Get ready.
Uh-oh.
So the Celtics added Kemba Walker. They added Brad Wanamaker, or re-signed on him. Have you heard of him? No? Okay. And they got Enes Kanter. while losing Kyrie Irving, who was a top 10 player in the
something in
league,
this Canada.
Terry Rozier, Aaron Baines, Marcus Morris, and Al Horford.
B minus. And then they got the same player, Kyrie, Kemba, same player,
I'll give them a C because
same player.
I would have wanted them to keep Al Horford. I also am a little concerned, or I'm not concerned, but confused about the Enes Kanter signing because this is going to sound crazy, but just as an NBA fan, I want to see Taco Fall start because he's Taco Fall and he's like huge.
Yeah, Taco's huge.
Yeah, so and I want to see Robert Williams get playing time.
I do too.
So I don't know. I don't think they need it. And they rushed a little bit.
Yeah, they rushed on that. They didn't really believe in what they had in the pantry.
Right.
And they rushed out and got Enes Kanter. I don't see what the rush was for.
Right, and he definitely lowers they're gonna not be a very good defensive team next year.
Yeah,
Kemba's not a very good defender. Jason Tatum's not a very good defender.
No, he's pretty
Enes
bad.
Kanter's not a very good defender.
Yeah.
Jalen Brown's a good defender.
Gordon Hayward isn't.
Gordon Hayward's not a very good defender. And then they're gonna be pretty shallow coming off of the bench because they lost Terry Rozier.
Yeah, they lost a lot.
They're gonna be in the playoffs, but they're not gonna be a contender. Definitely.
No, definitely not. Get that. They went back to where they were before.
When they had Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so moving on to the next team. Are you guys ready for my hot take?
Let's get it.
All right, so the New York Knicks, and because I have the hot take, I'll start with the grade. They got Julius Randle, Elfrid Payton, Taj Gibson, Reggie Bullock, Wayne Ellington, and hold for applause, Bobby Portis. And then they lost.
Just to knock my teammates out.
They lost Mario Hezonja, DeAndre Jordan, and Emmanuel Mudiay. Hot take coming in right here. Okay.
Boom. Hot take. Go.
So I'm gonna tell you the grades that they're not to build suspense. They're not an A.
All right.
They're not. I'm flopping between two right here.
D and F.
They're not an A.
Because I'm giving them a D.
They're not a D.
Woo.
They're not a B.
Woo.
And they're not an F. They're C. C plus.
What?
Because here's why. Okay.
What?
No, this is gonna make a lot of sense when I explain it to you.
Please.
So
I'm waiting.
obviously they lost out on the big guns.
All the guns.
Yes. But here's the thing. All
the
of
guns.
the players, except for Julius Randle, have 1+1 deals.
Okay.
Julius Randle comes off the market, and they all come off the market when Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, LeBron James, and Giannis Antetokounmpo are free agents, setting them up for another splash in free agency potentially.
Stop. Do you think they're gonna get any of that?
I'm saying that they're leaving the door open for it to happen,
All right.
which is why I can't really say that they did a bad job because, obviously they did a bad job because they didn't get the stars, but I mean,
They're set up to try to get disappointed again in a couple years.
So, I have to credit them for that. They were smart with who they gave their money to if they couldn't give it to who they wanted it to. Because Julius Randle's the only guy they locked up. That's smart.
I wouldn't lock up Julius Randle.
All right, so what's your grade for him?
D.
Not an F?
Not F.
So you're
D.
pretty close to mine.
I'm D.
So we're basically thinking the same way right here.
Yeah, I mean
nice.
that's the only positive I have for them is that they're all 1-1s.
Right.
But man, I just and the fact I don't like the fact that they drafted R.J. Barrett. Like
You're going to hold that against him forever.
it's Shabazz Muhammad, man. Like he is Shabazz. I'm telling you, watch.
All right, so on to the next team. We've got the Milwaukee Bucks.
All right.
They added Wesley Johnson, Chris Middleton, Robin Lopez, George Hill, and re-signed Brooke Lopez. But they did lose Malcolm Brogdon and Nikola Mirotic just kind of left.
Yeah,
So
he just did.
he was done.
So they got both the Lopez brothers on the
They
same
do.
team.
Yep.
It's a lot of beef out there.
There's a lot of not free agents, mascots that are going to get killed next year.
Yeah, Robin Lopez has a real vendetta against mascots.
Right.
I mean, they pretty much stayed even. I don't like the fact they lost George Hill too.
But they re-signed George Hill.
They did?
Yeah.
I don't like that one. No, I like that one. I like George Hill with them, and that's probably why they were able to let Malcolm Brogdon leave. But they're the same.
Right.
They're gonna be a top 2 team in the East. As long as they have Giannis and they surrounded with shooters, they'll be all right.
I think they took a step back though because they lost Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah, I mean he's young, but George, him and George Hill are about the same player.
Malcolm Brogdon is 10 times better.
What?
Like, I'm not going to say like Malcolm Brogdon is a top 20 player in the league or anything like that.
What?
But he's a 50-40-90 guy.
Okay.
He's a great shooter. He's an outstanding defender.
Okay.
Those are two things that you want on a championship team, is a player who can make shots and play defense. A role player who can do that. You're not going to find too many role players that are 50-40-90 and can lock a guy up.
Well, he's a true point, and they were playing no more at the 2 because you got Eric Bledsoe playing your point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, where is that? Chicago now, right? Where is he at?
Who, Malcolm?
Yeah.
He's at the team we'll get to next, which is the Pacers, but we'll finish it.
Oh, Pacers.
Real quick.
Yeah.
So what's your grade for the Bucks?
B minus.
All right, I'll give them a B minus as well.
Yeah, B minus.
Because they didn't improve.
They didn't improve.
Wesley Johnson was a good signing. I don't think they needed Robin Lopez. Just more
Wesley
like a
Johnson
thing.
won't be there past October.
All right, hot take coming from Stretch. Now on to the Pacers, who had a very productive offseason.
I agree.
They added Malcolm Brogdon, Jeremy Lamb, and T.J. McConnell, they made a draft day trade giving them T.J. Warren. So now they have 3 TJs. But they lost Tyreek Evans, who might have had something to do with John Wall not being able to read. They both are on the similar things.
Yep.
We got Thaddeus Young. They lost Bojan Bogdanovic, Darren Collison, who retired, Wesley Matthews, Corey Joseph, and Kyle O'Quinn. You're great for the Mize.
I like the Malcolm Brogdon pickup, but I don't like nothing else they did. Like, they lost a lot. Tyreek Evans was scoring punch coming off the bench. Bogdan, yeah, he was scoring punch, period. Especially when Victor Oladipo got hurt, he was their go-to guy. They lost that. Darren Collinson's now gone. C?
I'm going to give them a B+.
Okay.
A minus, actually. Because...
Oh, my.
Okay, a B+ and an A minus aren't
You're
that
reaching.
different. Calm down.
You're
Calm
reaching.
down,
You're
Stretch.
reaching.
Because here's why.
All right, let's
If
go.
Jeremy Lamb didn't play for Charlotte, he would have been an all-star. No, I'm kidding. If Jeremy Lamb didn't play for Charlotte, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding about that part.
That,
But
yeah.
this is what I'm not kidding about. Is
Okay.
Jeremy Lamb is one of the more underrated players in the league because he was on Charlotte. He's
I'll
a
give you that.
good scorer. He's a solid scorer. You can
Okay.
go to him off the
Okay.
bench you can lock him up for 12 to 15 points a night.
Okay.
And then
I liked him when he was with OKC.
They got Malcolm Brogdon,
Okay.
who you said is a true point. That's something that Oladipo needs, especially now that Darren Collison's out.
Right.
And he's also a good defender, like I mentioned. Someone that can bring the defensive attention
I agree.
off of Victor Oladipo. The real X factor with this team, they need that second All-Star. Miles Turner has been supposed to become an All-Star for like 3 or 4 years now.
Trash.
So we'll see what happens with them. And then T.J. McConnell, someone that can handle the ball off the bench.
Okay.
So they got a lot of good pieces.
Who else is going to score?
They got Oladipo. They got Malcolm Brogdon. They got Miles Turner. They got Jeremy Lamb.
They need scoring. Like that's
solid.
their issue. Like that's their issue. They need someone else that can give them 20.
Like you.
Of course, I'm ready. We got 5 games left in these knees.
All right, so now on to the Pistons. And we'll only do a couple more teams, and then we're going to conclude the episode unless there's some Western Conference teams we want to touch on. They added Derrick Rose, Markieff Morris, and Tim Frazier, while losing Wayne Ellington, Ish Smith, and Glenn Robinson, uno, dos, twice.
I don't like
The
them.
thrice.
I will like them if they go get Westbrook though.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to sound like a hater, but I don't care for Derrick Rose that much. Like,
Yeah.
he has a nice story, but he also was like a felon, I think. So
What is he?
I think so.
No,
There's like abuse. I think.
No.
I don't want to be like saying any slander, but I think he might be a felon.
no.
Are you sure?
I
I'm
thought-
pretty sure he got into like some like
No,
sex scandal or something.
no way.
Like, I don't know. Okay.
No way.
Okay, but anyways.
Maybe we'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
No way, man.
So he's got like a nice comeback story and all, but like he doesn't do it much for me. I'm not expecting him to be great or anything like that. Markieff Morris doesn't do anything for me. Tim Frazier doesn't do anything for me. I give him an F because this is the first team I'm giving an F to for one reason and one reason only.
Why?
This is something I heard on the TV that I thought I haven't heard much, and it was the point. Like the worst thing you can be in the NBA It's not the worst team in the league, not the best team in the league, but it's like an 8 or 7 seed. Ask the Charlotte Hornets, ask the Miami Heat,
Okay.
because you don't get any better.
Right.
And that's what the Pistons are. They're just like an 8 seed. They're not going to get any better because
Yeah.
no one really wants to come to them except, oh, cool, we got Derrick Rose.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. But like I said, I think that could change if they go get Westbrook. They just need to go on. They need to.
But that doesn't make them a contender either.
I think it might in the East. The East is wide open.
Yeah, but that team loses.
I mean, you're top heavy with Philly, and
they're wasting good years of Blake Griffin right now.
Bucks, and well, that's about it.
They're wasting some very good years of Blake Griffin right now by surrounding him
Good
with
years?
bad players.
Blake Griffin.
They're wasting some of the final good years of Blake Griffin with
Yeah.
bad players.
Well, that's why I said they gotta go get Westbrook. They have to. Like, if you really care about winning, you have to. Like, you just gotta go all in. You got to.
Yeah. So on to the Atlanta Hawks, who I think had a very good free agency. We'll see what you grade them. They added Evan Turner, Alan Crabb, Chandler Parsons, and Damian Jones, while losing Kent Bazemore, Deonta Davis. I think I'm saying that right. Miles Plumlee, Taurean Prince, Dwayne Dedman. Are you gonna laugh at Dwayne Dedman's name? Not anymore. Okay. And Amari Spellman. Really?
Trash.
I give him an A. Minus. Because.
This guy, his grades today.
Evan Turner and Chandler Parsons are 1-year deals. That's 1 year and then they're off the books. Then you got rid of 2 players that probably aren't going to be in the league after that season,
Right.
to be honest.
Okay.
Alan Crabb is another player that kind of fits the Atlanta bill. He's a shooter and he's a good defender.
Okay.
He fits the bill with that.
I like Damon Jones.
They got rid of Kent Bazemore, who was a small forward that would have taken minutes away from Kevin Huerter, like a guy like that
They're
that
young.
plays in that position.
They're young. They're
And they got
real
Damian
young.
Jones, who's a
I
solid
like
player.
Damian Jones.
But I'm kind of mad about Damian Jones, and here's why.
Okay.
So, Atlanta Hawks are one of my favorite teams because they have Kevin Huerter, Bruno Fernando, and Alex Len. Now, if you're a casual NBA fan or even a hardcore NBA fan, you probably don't know that all 3 of those guys go to Maryland, and I'm a Maryland fan. So, why I'm upset is he's going to take minutes away from either Bruno Fernando or Alex Len. Hopefully, it's Alex
And
Len.
this is why you gave them an
Because
A.
I like Bruno Fernando a lot. He is the Energizer Bunny. I give him an A-, so there's a difference, right? Alright, so now on to South Beach's finest. We have the Miami Heat,
Yay, yay!
who got Jimmy Butler and Myers Leonard, and they lost Ryan Anderson, who I didn't know was on the roster.
I
to
didn't
start
know he
with.
was
It might have
even
been
on
like
the
a trade and wave,
Okay.
some situation like that. Hassan Whiteside and Josh Richardson. So,
Again, another team that probably needs to go all in and go get Westbrook. Just try. Like, really try to win right now.
yeah, I'm going to give this team a C.
Yeah, same.
Because they're basically just running it back with Jimmy Butler instead.
Yeah, they gonna run. Let's take out D-Wade and throw in Jimmy Butler.
You know, at this point, like I know there's a lot of parity in the league, but it kind of seems so kind of pointless for a lot of these teams.
I mean, that's what I say. You got to try.
Right.
A lot of these teams aren't even trying. Like, most of these teams who you just named on the back of the sheet of paper are not trying.
Right.
Speaking of not trying,
The Wizards or the Hornets.
either both of them.
Right. They both have pretty bad free agencies.
Like, just not even trying, man. Like, you have to try. I'm done with Michael Jordan. I'm done with him.
So real quick,
I'm done with John Wall. I'm done with who's the guy that runs the Wizards?
I think he got fired. Ted Leonsis or whatever.
Oh yeah, he's trash.
All right, so real quick stretch. You've been the teacher long enough. Now you've been able to have an award ceremony.
Okay.
Therefore, you'll be handing out some awards as your partner will help you.
All right.
Who, Stretch, is going to be the valedictorian of this year's Western Conference class, meaning the best free agency? Can you repeat that, Stretch?
The Clippers
Or yes.
are the valedictorian for the Western Conference.
You heard it here first, and you'll hear it here second. The Clippers definitely won free agency, not just in the Western Conference.
See,
In every conference.
I
East, West,
am
North, South.
unbiased.
Yeah,
I like to keep it real.
I keep it pretty real too. You know how it is.
Besides when it comes to Maryland.
You know, Andy Katz has Maryland as a top 5 team.
Yep.
They're either like 5, 7,
Yeah, they're
11.
usually a top 10 team to start the year
No,
off.
they're never a top 10 team. This is the highest they've been ranked in years.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, trust me. Trust.
They'll finish where they belong.
Championship.
What conference are y'all in now since y'all ran from the ACC?
We're in the Big. You know, that's not one of our prouder days, Stretch. We're in the Big Ten now. So, anyways, I don't think this. I don't know what this is called, but the opposite of the valedictorian, the worst. Like, you know, unless it's a tough class. I don't know, if any of you guys are like failing everything, you know,
Yeah.
might just not be your fault, but you know, sometimes it is. So, the opposite of the valedictorian, the worst free agency in the Western Conference class.
That's relevant?
That's in the Western Conference.
Just period?
Yeah.
The Kings.
Okay, not so sure about that one, Stretch.
What? They gave Harrison Barnes a max contract.
My valedictorian, I agree, is the Clippers.
Okay.
But
Who's the worst?
The worst, I'm gonna have to give it to. Let me find them. So 2 teams really, or the Timberwolves had really bad offseason, and then where are they? The Suns are my second really
Really?
bad offseason. Yeah.
See, okay, so here's my thing. This is why I don't give it to them. The Suns were bad last year. They know they're not going to be really relevant this year. The same thing with the who was your other team?
I said the Timberwolves.
Timberwolves. Same thing. Like they were bad last year. They know they're not going to be good again this year because they just don't. Again, they're not trying.
Right.
The reason I said the Kings was because the Kings were actually halfway decent last year, and this should have been the
And they got
offseason.
better. They did get better.
This should have been an offseason where they really punched through the ceiling.
They got 2 veteran players, Marcus Morris and Trevor Ariza, and Corey Joseph. That's 3 actually. Rashawn Holmes, another young player. Dwayne Dedman, a center who can shoot it,
To shoot what?
the ball. You know what, Stretch? I'm starting to think that maybe I'm the real NBA guy here.
Yeah, right.
Clearly, I've never watched Dwayne Dedman play before. Don't I just sit in my bedroom for hours and just watch Dwayne Dedman highlights.
Dwayne Dedman can shoot it.
All right, now we'll move on to the Eastern Conference class.
All
The
right.
valedictorian of the Eastern Conference this year is.
Brooklyn Nets.
Thank you. And then your opposite valedictorian for that is.
Celtics.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Yeah. You think so?
Yeah. Who you got?
All right, so I'm agreeing with you on the Nets, but I'm gonna have to give it to the Hornets because they.
Well, I mean, again, I'm talking about people that I take that back. Not the Celtics. The Hornets are.
I mean, they paid Kemba Walker. I mean, not Kemba Walker.
They
paid Terry
wouldn't pay.
Rozier
They
like
wouldn't pay Kemba Walker.
like $1 billion.
Right.
Like he's never shot over 40% from the field.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Right. And then
And they still had 2 guys that do the exact same thing, Nicholas Batum and Michael Kidd
so
Gilchrist.
that's another thing that's just really, really bad.
Yeah.
All right, so that'll do it for this episode of the Debate Mates.
Yay!
Class is dismissed. And you ready? 3, 2, 1. Debate
Debate
Mates.
Mates.
So I hope you guys enjoyed the newest episode of the Debate Mates. Get to 100 views and Stretch will dump me with a bucket of water.
Straight ice water.
We got to 80. We were pretty close, but I don't do handouts. I'm a tough teacher, just like Stretches with the grades.
Yeah.
So, come back next time. We'll be
Ice water on his head, 100 views.
100 views. That's all you need.
Ice water on his
But
head.
in a way, I'm kind of happy that there are 100 people there aren't 100 people that are empathetic and don't want this to happen to me. So, but I hope you guys get there because, I'm doing cross country now. I can use something to give me some hydration,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I hope you guys enjoy. This class is dismissed on the Debate Mates, and I will penetrate my way to the camera.
Yay.
I hope you guys enjoyed.